Hello, this is the S to the K to the double E to the T to the E to the R. I'm sitting here with the G to the Q, and I'm sitting here with the baddest man at Clark University, Dr. Daniel Black, and sitting here with my boo thing, Dr. G to the OOCH. And we in the house, and we are fired up. Hello, somebody.
That was the longest introduction you've done this year. Hey, hello Radio Land, Memphis, Tennessee. This is the Unleashed Voice for the LGBTQ community radio show on AM 990 KWAM. And our mission is we have 3 core principles of the Relationship Unleashed mission. 1 is education, 2 is empowerment, and 3 is enrichment. Relationship Unleashed is a non-profit entity that is founded to help us spread our expertise on healthy relationships, peer-to-peer mentoring, and life coaching. The Unleashed Voice radio show is our brick to reaching a broader audience and to build a better society that is void of discrimination, prejudice, and inequality. Today we launched off the official launching. We had the official launching of Relationship Unleashed, our 2015 I Am Unleashed Empowerment Workshop, and it was a success. I'm so proud to say that. But before I begin to talk about the workshop, we have a little segment where we get into a little venting. So today, Davian, what's on your mind?
Let's boycott Indiana. Boycott Indiana.
The whole state.
You don't go to Indiana anyway.
Let's boycott the whole state. And Governor Mike Pence and his crew, let's boycott every last one of them. He had the audacity to sign a bill into effect to allow businesses to discriminate against same-sex couples on religious grounds. And that's a very controversial move, but he did it. It's under the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. And so we need to boycott anybody who support that support that law. Boycott the businesses, boycott Indiana. Let's impeach him out of office. Let's get these guys and get these women who support these laws. And that's what's on my mind.
Feel free to chime in.
Come on, Dr. Black. Dr. Gooch.
I absolutely agree. Let's do everything we can to put pressure on Mike Pence and help him to know and help America to know that we're not going back. We've died and blood has been spilt and people have given their lives for freedom, and we will not go back on civil rights for any group of people for any cost on any day.
I agree. And we talk about Black Lives Matter. What about All Lives Matter? As a matter of fact, I think we ought to start a new Selma march in Indiana. All gays go to Selma and go to Indiana and let's start a march.
Hey, I agree with that. Well, you know, I'm going to come at another angle because I love to play devil advocate. So for people out there that say this is not a civil rights situation, that gays having rights for marriage and equality is not a civil rights issue, what would your response be, Dr. Black?
My response would be that is absolutely insane. It absolutely is a civil rights. And see, it's a civil right because the issue in terms of gay marriage and gay rights in America is really just an issue of human rights. Because see, if I must pay my taxes,
wow,
then I should get the same rights anyone else gets. Now, you might be able to disagree, but if you can keep me from marrying, if you can keep me from having the same rights as any other person, that ought to mean that my taxes are lower every year.
I know that's right.
Or no taxes at all.
That's right.
That's right. A citizen, right?
That's right.
Entitled to the full benefits.
That's right.
Being a citizen of the state of Tennessee.
That's right.
You know what? I think that's a good lawsuit.
That is a good lawsuit.
That's right.
Yes.
I think that's an excellent lawsuit. Well, from what I hear, we have some big corporations that have stood up and said that they're going to boycott Indiana. They're going to move their businesses out of there. I think it's some big church convention that goes there, about 6,000 people every year. And they're talking about moving their convention. The NCAA is talking about moving their headquarters. It's in the in NCAA. The headquarters is there. They're talking about moving their headquarters.
You mean NCAA?
Yes, NCAA. Okay. What did I say?
NAACP.
No, I didn't.
No.
And Tim Cook, Apple CEO, he spoke out. The NFL, the NBA spoke out because the players, the NBA said they had concerns, great concerns for the players, people coming into the city to watch games and run the risk of being discriminated against when they go to Indiana. So I think it's going to be a repeal, especially because money always talks.
Right.
Yes.
And from what I found out and researched was that the LGBTQ community alone spends over $800 billion every year in the U.S. economy. So right there is some power to get a movement going. You stop spending your money in people that do not want to support you.
Right.
Well, I had a guy argue with me about this.
Okay.
And he said it was okay for businesses to discriminate based on their religious belief. So I, in turn, played the devil advocate on him.
What'd you say?
I said, majority of our gas stations are owned by Muslims. How would you feel if your wife walked in and they tell you get out because you're a woman? Now what?
Or she's not covered up.
Right. So that's the same. No, that's different. How's that different?
It's not different.
In discrimination.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
And if you want some of this conversation, you can give us a call at 901-260-5926. 901-260-5926.
That's if you want some of this conversation. We're going to have great dialogue. We're going to recap our event today, the 2015 I Am Unleashed Empowerment Workshop. And if you missed that, you missed a treat. But we did post some video on Facebook. Go to our Facebook page, Relationship Unleashed. Like us, pull them up, view them. I got a good clip of you, Dr. Black. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
Yes, I have a good clip of you. Because, I mean, baby, you blessed me today.
Oh, man.
You blessed me today. And I just feel privileged because people don't understand. I get to sit in your presence once a year.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Well, we're
ma'am.
going to have to change that a little bit.
Yes.
Now since we got you in Memphis, Tennessee.
Well, talk about the Into. We got like 2 minutes before our first commercial break. And I was mentioning that to you earlier.
Well, the concept of Into comes from a book called Muntu. And Into is simply a word for spirit, or the way in which spirit permeates out all things. It's to understand that spirit is in tables, it's in a tree, spirit is in a car, spirit is in the body, spirit is in earth, spirit is in flesh, spirit is in the ocean. Anywhere you go, Into exists. You cannot be and Into not be present. And the point there is that God is all existing. God is ubiquitous in that kind of way. And to understand God in that way, we would put our petty, foolish arguments away, because we would come to understand that God precedes our discriminations. God precedes our perceptions of things and of each other. That you cannot get away from God. Whether you believe in God or not is really irrelevant, because God believes in you.
Ooh, baby, we gonna set y'all free today. Remember, you're listening to the Unleashed Voice here in Memphis, Tennessee for the LGBTQ community.
I love it.
You stay right there. Don't touch that radio dial. We gotta take a quick break. You ready?
I'm getting there.
Okay. He's getting there. He's getting us worked up. So when we come back, what we're gonna do, we're gonna talk about Dr. Black and his credentials and what his body of work is, and he has some great books we need to put out there so you guys can pick them up. Stay right there. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back in a minute. This is the Unleashed Voice for the LGBTQ community radio show on AM 990 KWAM.